tell the truth, I have never been much of an amateur photographer. And so, for example, when it came time to take baby pictures, I figured, what's the big problem? You've got the baby, you take the camera, you point it, you've got the picture. With that level of knowledge and expertise, of course, I've got a lot of pictures of the baby out of focus, the baby about to cry, the baby going, the baby with his eyes really red, reflecting the flash bulb. No good pictures yet, but I do have a greater appreciation of how difficult it is to take one great picture of one small person. I can only begin to imagine how incredibly complex it must be to take a great picture of the entire Earth from outer space. According to Eastman Kodak, Americans took over 12 billion snapshots last year. Quite a number of Kodak memories, to be sure. But what if you wanted to step back and use photography for another purpose, to get a little more perspective, to take in the big pictures, so to speak? You'd hitch a ride on the space shuttle with one of the most expensive cameras ever developed, the LFC, or large format camera. This $10 million camera was designed and built by the iTech Corporation of Lexington, Massachusetts. iTech's Farouk El-Baz is one of the world's foremost authorities on space photography.
This particular camera was specifically designed to take photographs that you can see in 3D from space to show you a lot of details. And this was all new. We have never taken 3D photographs from space, and not the ones that would have the kind of detail that will be good enough for making maps as well as interpretation of what we see in the picture.
Looking at the Earth from 140 miles in space, the large format camera covers an extensive area in each image. In this view of part of the Northeast, the cities of Providence and Boston are visible. And on the same frame of film, the entire 70-mile sweep of Cape Cod, with the islands of Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard below. In addition to the wide coverage of the camera, this enlargement of part of the same frame shows the tremendous detail it offers. Planes at the Boston airport and downtown office buildings are all distinguishable.
Yeah. It's going to begin in here, yeah, because that's the added land now, all right.
The 1984 flight of the large format camera brought back nearly a half a mile of film, some 2,000 frames with detail comparable to what you've just seen. The tremendous amount of information in those pictures is only beginning to be discovered.
This is the beginning of a slope going up, so you're actually seeing the ground, although covered by water, and this is the places where you should, right here at this line, be doing a lot of good fishing.
The Key West Naval Air Station is in the center of this picture of the Florida Keys. Using a special infrared film that registers with false color, it's possible to pick out such features as the faint shadings of the underwater shelf line that marks the most fertile ground for fishermen. The 100-mile-long island of Jamaica appears red in this false color infrared picture, and although the entire island is contained in one 9 by 18-inch frame, incredible detail is still visible. There's more to the large format camera, however, than dramatic blow-ups of the Earth's landscape. Because successive photographs overlap to some degree, when the overlapping area is viewed through a stereoscope, a startling 3D view of the Earth is obtained. This three-dimensional relief offers tremendous tools to map makers, geologists, and in a specific example, researchers looking for water.
Space photography is very, very useful, particularly in desert areas. You can look for compositional variations, and particularly for anything that may be due to water, whether the water that exists today or water that used to exist in the past.
The sand-swept Sahara Desert appears barren and featureless in this normal photograph. But when we superimpose a strip from pictures of the same area made by the shuttle's radar system, the hidden pattern of ancient watercourses is revealed, 10 to 20 feet under the ground. This information has already led to several successful test wells in Egypt.
For this reason, we have a recommendation to NASA to refly the large format camera and later this year or next year, specifically to take photographs of the areas that have been affected by the recent drought.
The upcoming mission, dubbed the Flight for Famine, may indeed find new water sources in the old riverbeds seen in this shuttle photograph of Ethiopia. And in the future, agricultural experts from developing nations may work alongside Western urban planners, examining pictures from space images as useful as they are beautiful. NASA and ITEC have reached an agreement that the Flight for Famine, the mission to identify sources of water in drought-stricken areas of the Earth, will take place sometime in the next year. They are currently at work trying to identify a time on the busy space shuttle schedule when that can happen. Well, don't go away. We'll be back with more of Evening Magazine in just a moment.